everyone, it's me again. I'm going to talk about my reaction to the first couple parts of When the Levees Broke. And this is probably going to be really disorganized and super confusing because during this entire thing, I was just, like, my heart was in my throat. I always knew, like, what had happened, but there are just too many thoughts about it to process. Firstly, I was not very receptive to this assignment because I have not had very positive feelings towards natural disasters, especially Hurricane Katrina. Things like that are actually the reason why my father turned away from his faith in a higher being and in turn left my family. And so I guess in some weird, twisted, demented way, I blame that on natural disasters. My dad used that as a huge excuse or a huge explanation as to why he doesn't feel that there's a higher power when you watch something like that happen. And the documentary really, I guess, I wouldn't say that it helped his argument because I still don't believe that, but seeing the specifics and the footage, it's rough. I actually watched this with Susanna. We watched it together in our living room, and we were both really, really disturbed by it. We actually welcomed an interruption so that we could get back on track and not feel so depressed. And obviously that's the point of a documentary like that. But I'm a really paranoid person, and I started thinking, what if that was my house? And I'm sure that's the point of a documentary like that. But I guess it just hit me in a way that it wasn't, I don't want to say meant to be, because it probably was meant to be, but I just took it to a whole nother level. I take everything personally. I can't check my emotions at the door, and I let passion take over. So seeing that really, it made me feel not so much like I want to do something. It made me feel hopeless and scared. Like, what can I do? Can I really do anything? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I don't even know what I would do if that had happened to me. I just kept thinking, what would happen to my family, my pets, even my material, my materialistic things, my pictures, my clothes, my anything. I don't want to lose it. No one wants to lose it, and it's not fair. And that brings me back to, would someone like that, a higher being, why would they allow something like that to happen, and why would it hurt so many people? And when that one woman during one of the interviews said, what if this is God's will, when she and her husband and her family were praying And then she realized, what if we're praying for his will and this is God's will? It's hard to come back from that. I don't know. To me, my faith is very strong, and nothing is going to really damage that, because sometimes I feel like it's all that I have. And I guess I'm just stuck between feeling really, really hopeless and really, really, really wanting to make a difference. And I don't really know what this documentary really wanted to get out of its audience, but that's what it got out of me, is confusion. Felt a little nauseous, to be quite honest. It put a lot of things into perspective, and I'm sure that was definitely one of the purposes of this documentary. But it put things in perspective, and sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes it's not. I don't know what else to say, because really I'm just not in a good place after watching that. It's sad, but I don't know. I guess I'm done.